Yola, the Adamawa state capital, now plays host to hundreds of thousands of internally displaced persons whose homes, businesses and other means of livelihood have been destroyed by Boko Haram. The reason why Yola is the most preferred destination for the internally displaced persons is simple. Yola is supposed to be more safe and secure since it is the seat of power of the Adamawa state government. Some of the internally displaced persons are from northern part of Adamawa, particularly Mubi, Michika, Madagali, Maiha and Hang local government areas, while others are from neighboring Borno state, the epicenter of the insurgency. There is no doubt that these internally displaced persons are people devastated. However, some among them demonstrate that they are indeed global citizens. Kello Apagu, a mother of 7 from Dagu village in Askira Uba local government of Borno state, while fleeing from Boko Haram attack in Lassa, found a boy of 3 years between Lassa and Delay. She heard a child crying under some shrubs when she was approaching a stream for a drink of water after trekking for hours. She carried the baby, marched on in the company of her children till she reached Yola.
Sai da ina tafiya kenan ina so in je in same mutane mu mai gidan na jira na, sai da na same wannan yaro a caji. Sai da na dauke shi. Ta sai da mai gidan mun hadu da mai gidan nan yace kin shiga gida na shiga gida miki ka kawo na kawo kaya. To shi kenan sai tafiyan mu kenan. Sai da muka zo sai da mun dauki yaro din. Yana kuka, yana karkashin inuwa. Sai da na ce ma koya mutu ne, sai da na taba shi yana da rai. Sai da mai gidan ya ce mu dauke shi. To sai da na dauke shi na goye shi, sai da muka zo na da shi.
Gloria Kubu, an official of the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA, makes this confirmation.
So we now asked her, is she going to keep the child with her or we should take the child to the orphanage home? She now said no, she's going to keep the child with her since it is God that has given her the child. We now said okay. The child got used to her. He just took her as his mom. If she leaves him and maybe trying to do something, he will be crying and be following her around.
In a related development, Mariam Buba from Gulag is always nursing and nurturing a child she also had to surrogate despite religious and ethnic differences.
Yaro din babban shi daban, hayan shi da maman shi da yarwan shi. Yanzu ma babban shi yazo da yarwan shi biyu ta zo ta sami nana. Mariam
also found Chinda Wulia in the bush while fleeing Boko Haram in Gulag area of Adamawa state. Although parents of Chinda have discovered that the young boy now lives with his surrogate mother, the bond between them is such that no one can now separate them. It was reliably gathered that Mariam and Chinda, who was in pre-nursery school, had an accident while fleeing from Boko Haram. For 28-year-old Lami Joseph, apart from spending as much as 15,000 naira, an equivalent of $93.8, transporting the sick and aged away from Madagali town when Boko Haram struck, she also took with her 8 children of her kith and kin to relatively safe Yola before parents of the children came and took them away.
Zuwa Yola. Na zo na da samare kuma har yanzu sun ce ba inda za su je. Sai na sake na doki musu shatan moto su masu ta dawo zuwa cikin Yola.
While in Gombe, on her way to Yola, an Igbo man from southeast Nigeria could not believe that one person could carry as much as 8 children. Moved by this gesture, he bought the children some clothing as well as food.
Da muka zo min cika wani yamuri. Ya zo ya dibe yaran na ya ba su kaya sun canja, ya siya musu abinci sun ci. Haka sai muka gode mishi amma dai ba mu tambaye shi sunan shi ba.
Muhammad Baza, a Muslim with 11 children and 3 wives, now plays host to 21 internally displaced persons, among them 4 Muslims and 17 Christians.
To ni a fahimta na ni na gani wato duk mutum da yake faɗi irin wannan abun yana da wata manufa ne a zuciyarsa daban. Ba wai yana faɗa cewa gaskiya bane. Domin kai a matsayinka cewa kai Christian ne, in har tsakaninka da Allah, kai imani da Allah ko kai musulmi, ba addinin da ta ce ko ka je ka musguna wa wani ko kuma ka kashe mutum.
He believes that any religion worth its name does not segregate, kill, or teach violence. The coordinator of Justice, Peace and Development Commission of the Catholic Diocese of Yola, Reverend Father Maurice Koiranga, also points out that religion should not be a reason for discrimination, particularly when it comes to life-threatening issues.
The reason why the Catholic Diocese of Yola, under the Office of the Justice and Peace Commission, we are called upon to attend to the challenge of addressing the needs of the displaced people. When they came into our place here, when Baza, Michika were overrun, precisely on the 15th of September, people came in here to the gate looking for food and shelter. So we were forced to take them in and make provision for them.
Demonstrating the willingness to help beyond the walls of religion and ethnicity was what made Mayrama Bature, a mother of 5, to sell her clothes to help transport people away from the danger zone of Michika when Boko Haram attacked. She bought the clothes for 3,500 naira, an equivalent of $21.8, but sold it for only 1,000 naira, equivalent to $6.5, just to save lives. As Father Morris hinted, the greatest challenge now is that of building a post-conflict society. Already, Reverend Sister Catherine Hannan, the initiator and director Adult Literacy Program in Wurojabe, a suburb of Yola, is bringing both Muslims and Christians together, not just to make them literate and numerate, but to make them learn how to live in peace and harmony.
In my experience, if people organise themselves, not alone will they be shot down, but the service bodies will come offering their services to know what they can do. So really, and at the moment, the biggest challenge is, say for the NGO, the people are interested, but now they need a little coaching just to get off the ground, but there's nobody to coach them. There's nobody there to coach them.
Sulaiman Halidu says that adult education is a commendable program, but regrets that the fear of attack by Boko Haram, even in Yola, is making people leave Yola for safer towns across the country.
We normally give them this education pertaining Hausa and also the English, and we have the other part, we have computer literacy and also the keyboarding, and we have even the 3 distribution. We have been doing it here on behalf of Sister.
Since 2009, we have had massive insurgency in this country. Killings, destruction by Boko Haram, families to families, towns and towns, villages have been completely destroyed by Boko Haram. And the biggest challenge before the Nigerian government is how to overcome this division that has been created by the Boko Haram insurgency, particularly for the internally displaced people, because these people have left behind their families and their homes. So the problem now is, if these people get back home, how do they collaborate with those that they have left behind? How do they live together with those that they have left behind who collaborated with Boko Haram in order to destroy their homes? So the biggest challenge for the Nigerian government is to come up with a specific post-conflict reconstruction strategy, a strategy that is able to unite these people, a strategy that is able to bring about reconciliation in the society, a strategy that is able to ensure these people are able to live together in peace. And I think in a very simple and ordinary way, that strategy has begun here and now, where we can see together Christians and Muslims coming to learn in order to empower themselves to participate effectively in the Nigerian economy. And I think bit by bit, small by small, that is the way we can eventually overcome the problems of the insurgency and begin to reconstruct and to rebuild our country, our society, and our nation. We hope, and with our vibrant faith in God, that one day Nigeria will reach that stage. And we hope that the Nigerian government is listening and listening well.